Mhm.
All right, so good morning to all the listeners of my podcast, Inspiring Educators. So today we're very lucky to have another fantastic educator, and this time we're going to be visiting Morocco. Please let us all welcome my colleague in here, Oussama. Oussama, good day. How are you?
Good day to you. I'm pretty good, Bryant. Thank you very much for having me on your podcast. I appreciate that.
No
How are you
worries.
doing?
I'm doing fantastic and I'm excited to interview another wonderful colleague of mine. By the way, just to tell all my listeners, Osama and I met in one of our online activity known as the Social and Emotional Learning Platform. It is
Right.
made by our colleague Armin. So I'm very proud to have another educator from another part of the world where we could share things, thoughts, and also to inspire you. Now, Osama, to start off, introduce yourself. Tell something about Osama, please.
Yeah, let's get Osama in the show now, huh? So, my full name is Oussama Mousin, and I am an educator from Morocco. It's been, I am about 27 years old, and education has been a wonderful experience for me personally. Yeah, I'm the manager and the right hand to the owner of the PPLC American Language and Culture Classes Club here in Morocco. We're a private school that deals with international learning. And yeah, it's been a wonderful experience working with PPLC. And here we are.
Wow, that's really fantastic. You know, uh, being part of another group where we share our thoughts and ideas, it's really amazing. As an educator, our focus is to teach, but then being part of another group that educates, nurtures learner's mind is something, or as I would say, an accomplishment. Now, Uzama, I would like to know, out of all the jobs out there, what's your journey on becoming a teacher? What made you decide to choose this path?
This is a very good question. Let me just tell you something. I probably wouldn't have been a teacher if my father stayed alive.
Mm-hmm.
Um, Basically, I was graduated from high school with what we call here what you would call a high school degree. We call it a baccalaureate degree
Mm-hmm.
in biology and geology studies.
Wow.
So, and I was kind of really compelled to join the Faculty of Science
Mm-hmm.
to pursue a further education, higher education for scientific studies.
Mm-hmm.
But after my father passed away, I kind of really flipped to, studying English literature. And I kind of really liked to study literature and the art of language. I'm not speaking about, how to pronounce things, but to talk about art of, poetry and the word, Shakespeare and all the Elizabethan writers and historians and read all about that. So on my way through that, I really loved that feeling of being there explaining history. I have always loved history and I have always loved culture. Doing a master's degree also afterwards was about culture because I like to study people's culture because culture is what brings us together.
That's right.
And we all are very different because of culture. And so in my journey, I was kind of really thinking that that's what I want to teach to my students. I want to tell them how to understand another human being from a different country. Yes, we are the same. We're the only race that exists on Earth. Yet we do have differences, and those differences bring us together. And therefore, I decided to be a teacher just for that certain reason.
That's a very fantastic journey. And I don't know if this is the right time to say this, but your father must be really proud of you because the journey that you've been in through, you're doing a great job right now. I know he's listening, he's guiding you right now, and I would really say he's really proud of what
Oh
Osama
yeah,
is right now. I'm
so
very
true. I
sure.
mean, he was a generalist,
Mm-hmm.
and so he wanted me to take over the office.
Mm-hmm.
But I mean, I did later. I kind of pursued, medical studies later,
Mm-hmm.
and I got the BA in a medical studies. But
Oh,
that was just a secondary thing. It was not my, passion. It's just something that I just wanted to do later, just to please him.
wow.
But I am very sure that he is very happy with me right now.
I'm 101% sure about that. So now let's go on with my next question to you. So we all know that the whole world is facing this situation. Allow me to say this pandemic situation because of COVID-19. It's really a struggle, not just here in my country in the Philippines, but also in every part of the world. Also there in Morocco. Now, tell me, Osama, what makes you stay positive despite of the challenges, despite of the transition from traditional learning into online learning? What makes Osama the positive man?
Um, this situation basically has its pros and cons, as we say.
Mm-hmm.
Um, to keep going, you have to keep a positive mind.
Mm-hmm.
You try to look at always the bright side of everything.
That's right.
Yes, it's very difficult. You can't really have a personal interactions with your students,
Mm-hmm.
but being in a situation where you can have access to everybody, including those who cannot afford learning at a school where they have to pay, really cherishes me and makes me very, very full of joy and happiness, because I know that I'll be reaching out to those who really won't be able to attend my school. And I also think about this during this time of pandemic. Even if we open up the school again, we
Mm-hmm.
won't be able to have everybody joining.
That's right.
Because people are so concerned about their health and about their well-being.
Mm-hmm.
So internet has facilitated the reach to these people. And so it's been really very positive for me. It's been very, very ideal to really reach out to everybody basically through the internet. And that keeps me very positive. And also another thing is the idea of me giving my what I have of knowledge to those people. Just
Mm-hmm.
sharing what I believe, what I think is right with those people. We discuss it and I teach them, really makes me very positive. I always thought about teaching as a positive thing. When you teach, you have to be very positive because you're the juice of an expert in experiences of life. That's what you are. And that's why you're called an educator.
It's really amazing. All I can say right now, the word that comes out immediately on my mind, it is amazing. I love the way that you look into this situation with a positive mind. As an educator, you need to start the positivity prior to sharing it. That really inspired me. All right, I usually do this podcast early this morning to start of the day right, and by just hearing those ideas that you need to be positive first before you share it. Because if you're sharing something without the positivity in your mind, how would that work? So that was
Yeah.
that was
I
really great.
mean, it's teaching has to be a positive thing.
Mm-hmm.
It's actually a comfort zone where you free your mind and where you think about something else than just a pandemic hunting you and wanting to take you down. Also, those learners, I mean, what's their fault? If you bring your depression and your negativity to their life. I mean, they're looking also up to you because they know that they're going to learn something. And you got to do what's related to the field. Bringing negativity will not help you. Even if if you're scared, and if your fear really wants to take over, once you jump into a session with your student, make it a stress-free. You want to also release that stress. Put it right at the door. Before you turn on maybe your computer, put it once you press the button down to turn on your computer to teach your students, because they don't need it. And if you are positive, you're going to inspire your students, and they're going to be positive as well. If you are the other way, then they're going to be the other way as well.
Wonderful, wonderful words from you, Sama. Now, thank you. Before we go on to the end of our podcast, I really would like to thank you for that very simple yet, how will I say this? Yet it is.
I am very happy to be part of it as well. Thank you very much for having me.
Yeah,
and here's the thing, by the way.
Oh yes.
I have something to mention to you, as you are a member as well, and to our listeners as well.
Yeah.
We really do offer free service now for international students who would want to join our PPLC, American Language and Culture Classes Club. Everybody can join. We're providing a service that's usually paid for free. And as you know, as you are a member as well, an educator in the PPLC as well, we do provide all that for free, just in quest of helping everybody improve their core skills as well as communication and professional and general English as well. So
Wonderful.
I would like to say everybody is welcome.
Will be definitely continue this advocacy, this journey to share our knowledge, not just to the educators but also to the learners, that would help us build a better future. So
Definitely.
Yep. And like what I've mentioned, the final thing that I would like to ask for you is that how do you inspire? From the title of this podcast, Inspiring Educators, how do you inspire your students? What are the techniques, the tips that you can share to our listeners?
Very good question. I'm going to tell you something. You look at my hair, it's all curled up. You see that? That's kind of like a very hippie style. And the vast majority of my students actually like it. Basically, my students and I, just to make sure that something is very well understood, most of my students are adults, like probably the youngest is 18. And the oldest probably is about 40 years old.
Wow.
Yeah. And, I think Morocco also still holds this very traditional old school mindset of, a teacher should be spotted very high and a student is low. It's kind of like you have that student and teacher relationship, which I personally don't like. I like to build my relationship with my students as a friend. I tell them, don't call me a teacher, don't call me an educator, just call my name. Raise your hand and don't call me sir. I don't like to be called sir. Just call my name and I'll answer you with respect, of course. So I try to build a very decent, a very normal relationship. The reason why is because once you do that, you help your students understand you better. Because they know you're talking out of friendship. Yes, you're educating them, but you are their friend. And so they get really inspired like that. They want to learn more. I mean, even the time goes by and goes very, very fast, and they hate to get out of the session. They're like, well, can we just add another 2 hours? We like it. And I go like, well, we're only allowed for 2 hours a session or something like that. So it's very important to build up a good connection with your student, to lower yourself down and to break down that wall of traditions between a teacher and a student. Yes, your student should pay respect. They should respect you.
Uh-huh.
And you should respect them back, but that also can happen between friends. Also, another thing is always very available for my students outside of the class. So whenever they have a question, they just need to text me. If they want to hang out, we just do hangout classes. We just go to a cafe together, probably 4 or 5 of us, and we just go to a cafe, sit down and talk about what we did in a class, something they didn't understand. They don't pay me for it. We just have a friendly conversation about it. And that's how they like to learn. And it's very inspirational. And you don't know who's going to be the next teacher in line, and probably he's going to do the same thing and teach effectively. And I'm very thankful that that way actually gives out some good results. My students are always very happy once they go to other schools or maybe they apply for work. Their employers are always very happy with their level of education, with what they have in their minds, and with their speaking skills and presentation in general. So I really like it. I really do like it. The last actually, I can probably bring one student up here.
Mm-hmm.
He was probably 34 years old when he had to travel to Canada and work for the government in Canada. So when he applied for work there, they accepted him, and they were asking, who's your teacher, and how did you learn all about our culture and how did you get your pronunciation all that right, and your grammar is perfect and all that, and they're like, oh well, I learned it at PPLC with my educator, and they were very happy. They actually requested me for some information, and we got back with each other, and they were really happy. So I was kind of like, wow, look at that.
Yeah, that's the magic of education.
It's the magic.
It's really
magic. As you all know, educators, once you really want to give a knowledge, you have to have a nice way to do it, and you have to be friendly. Even outside of a school, if you want to advise somebody, you see him doing something wrong, you really cannot turn what I call a teacher's accent on that person. He won't take it. But if you do it as a friend, friendly, he will take it. And that's a simple philosophy.
Wonderful. Wonderful, Oussama. Very inspiring. I was really
Thank
moved.
you.
I was really moved by the thoughts that you've shared, and actually the practice that you're doing, that you putting yourself not just a teacher to them but a friend. We also trying to practice that one, because for me, I'm teaching grades 11 and 12. So they are in the stage of transforming from teenagers to young adults. So you need to comfort them the way that a friend can do, but still there's the level of the teacher and student. You are trying to manage both in order to produce something that the world would appreciate that much.
So true.
I'm really, I would say that we're hitting the actual goal here of education. I'm really proud to have you here. I'm really proud. At the bottom of my heart, I would love to say
thank you very much.
Thank you very much. So, Oussama, before we get too emotional in here, any things that you would like to plug in, tell our listeners? Maybe you have an Instagram, a YouTube page, a Facebook page that you'd like to share. The floor is all yours now.
Thank you very much. Well, again, I just love to re-mention that probably the Laguna camp and also some universities in the Philippines and us agreed on opening up a free learning program. And this is what I'd like to mention and insist on mentioning, because it's an opportunity for everybody to join and learn for free. Nobody is going to pay a penny to join this program. Also, certifications will be provided from the university also and from us that really sheds light on their really wonderful efforts. And everybody can really check us out on Facebook at American Language and Culture Classes Club, or American Language and Culture Courses, PPLC, on Facebook. We don't have a website so far. We're working on it. And they can certainly check the Laguna camp, where they can get probably more information, since we're going to have the dean of the university or the dean of the program come in and join us as well for it. And I think that's all I got to say, and I just hope to see everybody joining in, and it'll be just a wonderful experience we hope to give to everybody.
All right. Well, Oussama, once again, I won't stop saying this, but thank you for giving us this opportunity, you to be part of my podcast, inspiring educators, sharing your best practices, and putting the inspiration to the hearts of our educators. So once again, thank you very much. I hope
You're very welcome.
I hope you would have a lovely day ahead after this. Take a good sleep, and I'll see you in our next meeting in PPLC, all right?
Thank you very much, Bryant, and everybody, and I hope you all have a wonderful day too. God bless. Y'all take care.
And again, guys, thank you for listening to the third episode of Inspiring Educators. Again, this is Brian. I'll see you everyone tomorrow again. Bye-bye.